Let's start with the steps of how to create a box and whisker plot. Okay. Now looking over here on the graphic organizer, this is what a box and whisker plot will look like. Okay, it's going to be information with a box, and it's got two little strings coming off the side that look like whiskers, the whiskers of a cat. Okay, so step one is you got to order the data. Whatever the data is, you put it in order from least to greatest, smallest to biggest. Okay. Step two is you need to mark your minimum value and your maximum value. Okay, it's not too bad so far. Step three is you're going to find the median of the entire data, which means you're going to put it in order from least to greatest. You're going to denote the min and the max, and then you're going to find the middle. Okay, median is the middle number. If there's two items in the middle, you add the items together and divide by 2. Okay. Step four. Now, this is where the box and whisker actually is a little bit different. Okay, now only consider the items to the left of the median. Okay, to the left of the median. So you're taking half, you're dividing it in half because you found the middle number. Now look at the left half. Find the median of this half of the data. This is called the lower quartile. Lower quartile. Q-U-A-R-T-I-L-E. Or is sometimes called Q1. Okay, so when you find the median of everything, you look at the left side, and then you find the median of that, and that's going to be the lower quartile. So find the lower quartile, step 4. Well, since you found it on the left, now you found it on the right. Okay, now only consider items to the right of the median. Find the median of this half of the data. This is called the upper quartile. Upper quartile, or Q3. Okay, upper quartile or Q3. Finding those important points there helps you to find the last item in step 6, and that is the interquartile range. I-N-T-E-R-Q-U-A-R-T-I-L-E. Interquartile range. It's a range, sometimes called the IQR, and basically to find it, you take the upper quartile and subtract the lower quartile. So to find the interquartile range, take the upper quartile, subtract the lower quartile. Okay, so these are the 6 steps for creating your box and whisker plot. Okay, well, let's look at what the pieces are. See here on this box and whisker example here, I have some arrows with dots. The one to the far left is the minimum value. Okay, opposite of the minimum value on this side will be the maximum value. Okay, so you got the min and you got the max. That's the lowest value in your data set and the highest value in your data set. Okay, now you got your stuff in the middle. Now this item right here that's in the middle of the box is the median. Okay, this is the median of the entire data. Alright, so the other 2 items must be our quartiles. So the one on the left is the lower quartile, and the one on the right is the upper quartile. They create the box for the box and whisker plot. Okay, so upper quartile and lower quartile. Okay, so why is the interquartile range important? Well, the interquartile range is a very useful measurement. It is useful because it is not influenced by the extreme values. In other words, say you're talking about test grades, you score 80s on everything except for one test you did really bad, you'd scored a 50. Well, the interquartile range would not count in that 50 because it's an extreme value. Okay, it limits the range to the middle 50% of the data. Okay, so it takes off of the extreme data. Alright, for our first example here, we're going to look at the home run totals by season for Hank Aaron, probably one of the greatest home run hitters of all time in baseball. And what I have here is I listed from 1954 all the way to 1976. Those are the 23 seasons that Hank Aaron played. And I've listed the date with the home run totals for that particular season. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to use the home run data, and I want to create a box and whisker plot. Okay, well, the first step, if you go back to the how to create a box and whisker plot instructions at the top, it says put the information in order. Now 23 numbers here, I'm going to save you a little bit of time, and I'm going to put them in order for you. Okay, so the order goes 10, 12, 13, 20, 24, 26, 27, 29, 30, 32, 34, 34, 38, 39, 39, 40, 40, 44, 44, 44. I'll let the bell finish ringing there. 44, 45, and 47. So again, just scanning across here. You can pause the video to check yours as I go across. Just make sure you have 23 numbers here. Okay. So step 1 says to put this in order. So I'm going to put down here that this is step 1. Alright, step 1, we have ordered the data here. Okay, now let's look at what step 2 says. Step 2 says is to mark your min and max value. So right here, 10 is my min value. And I'm going to go all the way to the other end, and 47 is my max value. Okay? At the bottom I have a number line here, and I went ahead and took the liberty of finding or plotting the min and the max. So the lowest was 10, so I put a dot above 10, and the highest was 47, so I went just above 45 and marked the max of 47. Now I already have the median marked, but let me show you how to find the median. The median is the next thing here, so this was step 2. Just marking my steps as I go. Step 2, and over here the max was also step 2. Okay. Alright, now to find the median we go to the middle, and with a long list of numbers I usually go by 2, so I go 2 and then I mark 2 on this side, and then I keep going until I get to the middle number, which this right here is the median. Okay, that is step 3 in the process. Okay, we have found the median, and I take the median and I plot it on my box and whisker plot at the bottom. Okay, it's important information that we have to have. Alright, now I'm going to change colors here so you can see it. Alright, step 4 starts looking at the 2 halves. Okay, so it says look to the left of the median. So that would be all of the numbers on this side, from 10 all the way up to this 34 right here. And it says to find the median of this particular set of numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, and I'm going to go 3 this way, 3 this way, can get some more, let's go 2 more, 2 more, and look right there, I have 26 in the middle. Okay, so 26 is in the middle here. So 26 is the median of the first half of information. Now if you read the top, it says this is called the lower quartile. Okay, or Q1. So I'm going to take that 26 and I'm going to plot it on my box and whisker plot at the bottom. Here's 25, so I'll go just above 25 and I mark 26 right there, and I'm going to put Q1. Okay. Now same thing on the right side. Now if I notice here that I went 3, 4, 5 and there was the 6, 1, this is going to be the same process over here. So I'm going to go 3, 4, 5, should be that one. So let's check it. 3, 4, 5, and there it is. This right here is the median of the first half of numbers. This is the upper quartile, or Q3. That's the last 2 steps were the most important steps in doing the box and whisker plot. Okay, so this right here was actually step 4. This right here is step 5. Okay, and of course I'm going to plot the upper quartile on the graph now. It's 44. So here's 45. I'm going to go just before 45 and mark 44, and I'm going to put that that's Q3. Alright, now we have all the important information up here for the box and whisker plot. We have all of the data, with min, the max, the median, and basically the box comes from the first quartile or the lower quartile all the way up to the upper quartile, and we draw a box like so, and we draw a line through the median. Okay, so it separates it into quarters of information. Okay, so what we have here is we have a nice graph, and say that on most occasions Hank Aaron hit in this range here. This is a better representation of what kind of baseball player he was than the years like in 1976 and 75 when he only hit 10 and 12 home runs. He was nearing the end of his career and he had some age, but in the prime of his career, we can honestly say that Hank Aaron would be in this box right here. That's what a box and whisker plot does for us. Okay, the last step, step 6, and I'm going to write step 6 here, says to find the IQR. Okay, the IQR is the interquartile range. It's really easy to find. You just take the upper quartile, which is 44, and subtract the lower quartile, which is 26, and that's going to give you, let's see, 18. So 18 would be the IQR, or the range of these two items inside of the box and whisker plot. Here it says Timmy Titan has the following test scores in Coach McCullers Math 1 class. Create a box and whisker plot for the data. Okay, so what we have here is we have the data all the way across, and you see I've already done a little pre-work here because step 1 says to put these in order. So the order will be 60, 74, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 88, 90, and 95. There's 10 total test scores here. I did it up here, but I forgot 83, so I just rewrote it a little bit nicer. Okay, so what I want you to do now, so we've done step 1. Step 1 says to order your stuff. All right, so step 2 says to mark your min and your max. 60 is the min, that's the minimum value here. The lowest test grade was a 60, and 95 was the highest test grade, so that is the max. Okay, those are 2 important numbers that you need for your box and whisker plot. All right, go ahead and pause the video now, and I want you to find the median of this data. Okay, so pause the video. Okay, so you're back. So now to find the median, it's just the middle numbers. You have to have them in order. Now what we find out is that there's 2 numbers in the middle here. So when there's 2 numbers in the middle, you take the 2 numbers and you add them together. In this case, you get 169, and then you divide that by 2, so you get 84.9, which is another important number that we need because it is the median. Okay, so we have 3 of the 5 important numbers that we need for our box and whisker plot. Now it's time just to keep going here. All right, now it says to look at the left half of the data. Okay, this is the left half of the data. Alright, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to find the middle number of this data here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2 this way, I'm going to go 2 this way, and 82 is an important number. This will be the lower quartile, or Q1. Okay? And then you do the same thing to the right of the data here. So I'm going to go 2 this way, and then I'm going to go 2 this way, and 88 is going to be my upper quartile, or Q3. So now that we have all 5 pieces of information, it's time to make our box and whisker plot. Okay, so let's go down here. Let's mark our min and max first. So our min was 60, our max was 95. Easy enough. So I'm going to put min here, max here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mark the median. The median is 84.9, which is pretty darn close to 85. So I'm going to mark it right there, just above 85, and I'm going to put that that's the median. Okay. Now we mark the lower and the upper quartile. The lower quartile is 82, so it's just above 80. Maybe I'll mark it in a different color so we can see it a little bit better here. So I'm going to mark it 82. And I'll call that Q1 for quartile 1. Zoom in a little bit there for you. Alright, and then the upper quartile is 88. So 88 is really close to 90. So you see that it is near this one, so this would be quartile 3. Alright, I'm going to draw my box here. Line through the median, and a line through everything here. So we see the box at Q1, ending at Q3, with a line right there at the median. Okay, very small box, but what does that tell me? That tells me that the middle 50% of the numbers is actually between those 2 quartiles, but it's very, very small. Okay, now the last thing we have to find is the interquartile range, and the interquartile range is just equal to the upper quartile, which is 88 in this case, and then you subtract the lower quartile, which is 82. So the range is only 6. That's why the box is very small. It's because the range is very small. Okay? Alright, jot all these notes down and make sure your graphic organizer looks very nice and neat, and I'll see you tomorrow.